Day 66 on Road to a Million. Today, all I have done, you guys, is, well, I did actually some things. So, went to the gym, like, first thing this morning, which I haven't done that in a while. I was up at, like, 5:30, ended up having some tea, meditate, and do a little bit of yoga. Then went to the gym for about 2 hours because I ran into one of my buddies that I'm going to be doing another podcast with next week. So, ran into him and ended up working out with him, just build some rapport up, essentially. And then ended up grabbing some food from Meat Market. Then came back, set up one of my first podcasts with one of my good friends from college who does fulfillment by Amazon. So I did that for about an hour, then took a walk. After taking the walk, I ended up coming back and editing the hour podcast that him and I did for about an hour. Sorry, about 4.5 hours-ish or so. Had some lunch, came back. Actually, I had lunch first, then I did the editing for 4.5 hours or so. And then I ended up doing a little bit more editing for about another hour or two-ish or so to be able to get the hook in, because I heard something about like advertising. And since video isn't necessarily going to be advertising, but it's kind of the same thing, like 80 cents of your dollar is spent within the first 10 seconds of an advertisement. So I figure it's the same way with a YouTube video. So that's why I put a lot more time and effort into finding like clips that were like kind of more like punchy to be able to get somebody hooked in, so that then they'll want to watch through the whole video and see those little bits and pieces that I scattered out throughout the intro. I believe the way that I did it ended up working out in the way that I wanted it to. So I think that should be good. I was trying to figure out if it would have been better for me to say do like one clip where like it was him talking and then I came in and I like introduced it, but I was like, let's just try it this way first. It goes from me talking directly to him, or it goes from like the intros with him, and there's like zoom effects, and then there's text on screen, and it just zooms back out to like the normal of him introducing himself. And I think that should work. I don't come in until like a couple minutes later, but I think that should be fine. I hope it is. I guess we'll find out after this first test. This first one was more of like a trial experience. Then tomorrow I have another podcast interview as well with this other girl that I met at an anime expo that I went to couple months ago. She does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I have a feeling that she has a very good mindset, and it'd be kind of cool to understand how she got to the place that she was able to get to, the training involved, and just kind of the overall process to be able to become. I believe she's a black belt right now, if I'm not mistaken. Might double check with that. But yeah, I figure I'll talk with her. I'll do some research around like Jiu-Jitsu conversations tomorrow to see some thumbnails or concepts that I want to go for, because I did a little bit of that this morning as well for the fulfillment by Amazon. Could have prepared a little bit more. I'm just trying to get started, you guys. Like, that's quite literally all I'm trying to do right now. And I did have a couple of questions. There was other times during this interview today, or the podcast that I did today, where I ended up speaking more than I probably should have, and I should have just asked more questions, and that's on me, and I know that. So that's why for this next one, I'm going to make small little improvements to be able to get that to be a little bit better, and then just kind of send the one that I just did over to my buddy that ended up recording it with me today, send that over to him for his thoughts, see what he thinks, and then probably end up posting that tomorrow, if not Friday. And then I have another video that I'm working on, the incline one, which I think I was talking about that as well, where essentially it's like the tortoise and the hare. So I was going to be working on that and just talking about how like there's two different ways that you can go about fitness. Like you can go about it on your own after you have a little bit of like challenge and growth, or after you've built in the habit. If you don't have any habit or you don't have any way of like actually working out, then I think it's better to have a partner, at least in the beginning, and just to be able to build up the habit. Once you have the habit, then obviously you can start doing it by yourself from there. So have that plan for tomorrow, I would say. But yeah, no, I mean, stay two, without having a job. I mean, being self-employed more or less, and it's been absolutely incredible. Like, it's 9 o'clock right now. I've been working for about 12 hours today. Like, obviously, like, it took like maybe an hour or two break-ish or so today. I didn't even check. Like, I didn't even care. I was just so involved in the editing today, which I've missed editing so much. Just putting on my headphones and just being there and just like clicking and then Googling when I have a question or whatever it is, figuring out how to solve that. And then once I do, it's like, all right, let's move on and keep editing. Thumbnails, I think, are still going to be needing some work. Figure that out as we go. But yeah. Oh, tired. I think that's about it for right now. The Riverdale app was good. There was a couple of parts where like it paused or it froze, so I didn't get to hear everything that he was saying. But like it downloaded both portions, so I think we should be good. With that, I might need to be upgrading that as well too, because if I do another podcast that's about half an hour to an hour or so, may need to fix that or upgrade to purchasing price. Otherwise, try to find a different way to be able to record these conversations with the people that I'm having them with. Might do some of that research tomorrow. But all I can say, and not even a but, what I can say is going to the gym first thing in the morning is way better, because if I just fall back asleep back on the couch, whatever it is, in the morning, and I don't go to the gym until 9, like I'm up at 5:30, I meditate for an hour, and then I go back to bed for 2 hours. It's like I might as well just get up, go to the gym, get moving, then come back and start editing and working on this, because I was even having dreams about editing last night, and then that's all I ended up doing today. So pretty excited to see where this is going to be going. And I don't think it said this, but there's this dream that I had a couple weeks ago or nights ago, which was absolutely incredible. There's this girl in there, and she was. So that was fun, and yeah, I like this podcast thing. Figure let's try it, see what I can do. Did interview a couple of other people on the incline when I ended up doing that yesterday, I believe. So I wanted to incorporate those into the videos, and that's why I ended up having to go back to why I ended up going back to the incline, one, to challenge myself to see what I could actually do and get a PR, which I did it in under 33 minutes, which I think I said that yesterday. And then also just to kind of interview other people and see like why they were doing the things that they were doing for the video, so that I could incorporate that into the video that I will also be making. We got some big things coming down the pipeline, or coming down the road, coming, I would say. So, should be exciting. I think that's about it. Yeah, just doing some more research and actually like looking at other people's thumbnails and trying to like model off of their thumbnails to be able to provide like some sort of value. And then the title is the other thing that I'm still trying to figure out. Like, I want it to be to the point and direct, and even if it says like what we're talking about, like I want to make sure that that's in there more or less. So we'll see what we end up doing and where it ends up going. And yeah, I'll talk with you guys tomorrow.